De Braziliaanse ex-president Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva is woensdag door een federale rechter veroordeeld tot 9,5 jaar celstraf wegens corruptie en witwassen van geld. Volgens Braziliaanse media werd Lula da Silva door de rechter samen met 6 medebeklaagden veroordeeld. De oud-president gaat in hoger beroep. Lula da Silva was van 2003 tot 2011 president namens de linkse Partij van de Arbeiders. Hij zou volgens de rechter in deze strafzaak voor circa 1 miljoen euro aan steekpenningen hebben aangenomen van de grote bouwonderneming OAS. Hij wordt in totaal 5 strafzaken beschuldigd van corruptie. Dit is de eerste uitspraak. OAS zou voor Lula een appartement in Guarujá aan de Atlantische kust gerenoveerd hebben. In ruil daarvoor zou de oud-president het bedrijf opdrachten van oliemaatschappij Petrobras, een semi-staatsbedrijf, hebben gegund. Lula da Silva verwerpt de aantijgingen en ontkent eigenaar te zijn van het appartement. Tijdens zijn ambtsperiode was Lula da Silva ooit begonnen als schoenenpoetser, zeer populair. Ook nu is hij nog geliefd, vooral bij het arme deel van de bevolking. Lula da Silva moderniseerde de grootste economie van Latijns-Amerika en verbeterde de leefomstandigheden van miljoenen Brazilianen. Lula da Silva kondigde onlangs aan zich opnieuw kandidaat te stellen voor de presidentsverkiezingen van 2018.
Former Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has been sentenced to 9.5 years behind bars on corruption charges. The conclusion of the 2-month-long trial saw the former leader, who was president for 8 years and was rumoured to be planning a bid for next year's elections, reject claims he received an apartment as a bribe in a corruption scandal linked to state oil company Petrobras. Lula, who says the charges against him are politically motivated, was told he could remain free while his lawyers prepare an appeal.
He was once called the most popular president on earth, praised by millions of Brazilians for improving the lives of the poor. But now Judge Sergio Moro has charged the 71-year-old with receiving a property worth $1.1 million from the OAS construction company. It was just one of 5 cases the former president has been linked with in the huge corruption investigation known as the Lava Jato or car wash scandal. Lula is being investigated for alleged obstruction of justice and receiving bribes in relation to illegal payments made by Brazil's oil giant Petrobras and the construction giants Odebrecht and OAS.
I can't say he did bad things during his time in government, but when we take into account his involvement in all the scandals, it gets complicated and it becomes difficult to support him. We don't trust him anymore.
Lula has called the accusations a big lie, saying they are designed to destroy his political reputation and prevent him from running in next year's presidential elections. The former union leader left office in 2011 with a record 83% approval rating. He's still one of the most popular political figures in Brazil, despite many now asking probing questions.
As president, he initiated important changes, especially in the northeast part of the country where his policies helped a lot. Unfortunately, he got lost. In my opinion, he's not only involved in the scandals, but he's the main one who started everything.
I can't say he did bad things during his time in government, but when we take into account his involvement in all the scandals, it gets complicated, and it becomes difficult to support him. We don't trust him anymore.
Lula had said he planned to run for president again in 2018. Despite the conviction, he's not yet been banned from politics and might not be if he wins his appeals. But whatever the final outcome, Lula's position has been weakened while his Workers' Party faithful try to salvage the advances made during their time in office. Daniel Schwein, Al Jazeera, Rio de Janeiro.